15th Congress have passed a landmark legislation that will accelerate the modernization of Philippine agriculture and fisheries. This law is Republic Act No. 10601, otherwise known as the Agricultural and Fisheries Mechanization Law or AFMEC Law. The crafting of the AFMEC Law started way back in 1990 when the Committee on Agricultural Mechanization or CAM was organized under the National Agricultural and Fishery Council. The CAM, now AFMEC, serves as a government and private sector consultative forum on issues and problems, policies and programs on agri-fisheries mechanization. The mechanization issues always raised in CAM or AFMEC were as follows. 1 is the limited access to affordable and appropriate agricultural machinery due to high cost of acquisition and maintenance and mismatch to farmers' needs and prevailing farm conditions. 2 is the supply of substandard agricultural machinery and equipment. And 3 is the inadequate policies and fragmented research and development, extension, and support services. These mechanization issues with their recommendations were submitted to the Secretary of Agriculture and concerned legislators for appropriate action. Thus, in 1993, during the 9th Congress, Senator Santanino Rasul filed Senate Bill No. 1103, an act to modernize the Philippine agriculture by establishing a comprehensive and integrated agricultural mechanization development program, and was approved by the Senate Committee on Agriculture and Food. At the House of Representatives, the counterpart bill, House Bill No. 993, was filed by Congresswoman Socorro Acosta of 1st District of Bukidnon. Then the bills were filed in 1995 by Senator Leticia Ramos Shahani and in 1999 by Senator Ramon B. Magsaysay Jr. From 2004 to 2007, the Congressional Oversight Committee on Agricultural and Fishery Modernization, or COCOFAM, conducted a review on the implementation of Agricultural and Fishery Modernization Act, and one of its key recommendations was for Congress to fast-track the passage of the Agricultural and Fishery Mechanization Bill proposed by NAPSI-AFMEC in order to increase the level of agricultural mechanization and address the mechanization issues and problems in the country. Because of this, several House bills and Senate bills were filed during the 14th Congress from 2007 to 2010 and were approved by the Committee on Agriculture and Food of the House of Representatives and Senate. Finally, during the 15th Congress, the House of Representatives have passed House Bill No. 6548, principally authored by Congressman Mark Leandro Mendoza, and Senate Bill No. 338, principally authored by Senator Kiko Pangilinan and co-authored by Senators Manny Villar and Ramon Revilla Jr. After 23 years, the President signed into a law Republic Act No. 10601 last June 5, 2013. The AFMEC law has 3 strategic goals to pursue. First is to provide access to farmers and fishermen to affordable, appropriate, and modern agri-fishery machinery and equipment so that farming is not a drudgery and will be very easy. Second is to provide protection and support to agri-fishery machinery buyers, owners, manufacturers, and distributors. And third is to strengthen agri-fishery mechanization support services from the national to the barangay level. In providing access to affordable, appropriate, and modern agri-fishery machinery and equipment, the AFMEC law shall establish agri-fisheries machinery and equipment service centers in sub-DCs and ARCs for custom plowing, harrowing, harvesting, and other farm operations, repair and troubleshooting services, and training, after-sales service, and warranty. In ensuring the economies of scale on the operation of these machineries, the AFMEC law shall promote contiguous farming wherein public investment for its infrastructure needs shall be prioritized. These agricultural machinery service centers shall be owned and operated by by registered cooperatives or businesses registered with SEC and DTI, and shall have K manpower complement of agricultural engineers and tested certified agricultural machinery technicians and operators. The APMEC law shall promote local manufacturing and assembling and the use of renewable energy as the power source to lower down the cost of acquisition, operation, and maintenance of machinery. In protecting and providing support to agri-fishery machinery buyers, the APMEC law shall now require all suppliers to provide after-sales service to their clients, and if such will not be provided by them, corresponding penalties and sanctions shall be imposed. Also, all agricultural and fishery machinery to be sold in the market shall now pass through AMPIC testing and evaluation in accordance with the guidelines to be promulgated by the Secretary of Agriculture. This is to validate the manufacturer's specifications. Standards development and enforcement under the Philippine Agricultural Engineering Standards shall likewise be pursued to ensure the supply of quality agri-fishery machinery and equipment. Furthermore, all agri-fishery machinery owners shall now be registered at the Agricultural Engineering Divisions of the City and Municipal Agriculture Offices of the LGUs in accordance with the guidelines and procedures to be promulgated by the Secretary of Agriculture. This is an enabling policy of Section 18 of the Magna Carta for small farmers. Registration is necessary to easily recover the machinery from theft and to ensure rational program allocation. To prevent fly-by-night suppliers and distributors in the procurement process, the APMEC law shall undertake the registration, classification, and accreditation of agri-fishery manufacturers, distributors, dealers, and importers through the organization of a private-led accreditation and classification body known as NAMDAC. Also, the APMEC law shall provide incentives to local manufacturers and assemblers, such as loans from the Agricultural Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, an income tax holiday, and other incentives under Article 39 of Executive Order No. 226 as amended. In strengthening the agri-fisheries mechanization support services, the APMEC law have mandated the DA and LGUs to formulate and implement a national and local agri-fisheries mechanization program, respectively. An agri-fisheries mechanization RDE network, chaired by PhilMec, shall also be organized to formulate and implement a unified agri-fisheries mechanization RDE agenda. The UPLB's Agricultural Mechanization Development Program shall be institutionalized as part of the network. PhilMec's mandate on agri-fishery mechanization and post-harvest RDE shall be strengthened, as well as its agri-fisheries mechanization and engineering resource network to be used as a facility in the online registration of agri-fisheries machinery. The NAPSI Agricultural and Fishery Mechanization Committee shall be strengthened to serve as an advisory and consultative body from the national to the local levels, and to integrate, coordinate, unify, and monitor agri-fisheries mechanization and infrastructure projects. The Bureau of Agricultural and Fishery Product Standards has been renamed the Bureau of Agricultural and Fishery Standards, and its mandates were expanded to include standards development on agri-fishery machinery and engineering. The Agricultural Machinery Testing and Evaluation Center of UPLB will be institutionalized as a premier testing center in the country and will establish testing centers in Visayas and Mindanao. The agricultural engineering groups of DA and LGUs, which were created under Section 46 of ACMA and EO number 86 of 1999, will be further strengthened to ensure the smooth and expeditious implementation of agri-fisheries mechanization, infrastructure, and other agri-fisheries engineering projects. The APMEC law have also established a unified implementing structure within the DA to be headed by the Undersecretary for Agri-Fisheries Mechanization and composed of the Research, Development, and Extension Group, chaired by Philmec, the Operation and Regulatory Group chaired by BAFE, and the Policy Advocacy and Program Development, Coordination and Monitoring Group by PICAP AFMEC. Furthermore, human resources development shall be pursued to supply the agri-fisheries mechanization services needed by the implementation of the AFMEC law in relation to the establishment of ASEAN Economic Community by 2015. This will be done through trainings and scholarship program, skill certification of agri-fishery machinery operators and technicians by TESDA, and upgrading of agri-fisheries mechanization and engineering laboratory facilities and faculty training program of concerned SUCs through research grant and funding support. This is to produce globally competitive agri-fisheries mechanization workforce composed of agricultural engineers, agri-fishery machinery technicians and operators, and farmers in the context of the Philippine and ASEAN qualification framework. As such, farming as an occupation will be upgraded from a lowly and hard labor job to a decent work, and that farming is more fun in the Philippines. Funding allocation for the AFMEC law implementation shall be provided by DA under its General Appropriations Act and Agricultural Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, BAR on its Research Fund or Grant, CHED on its Higher Education Development Fund, TESDA on its Skill Certification and Training Funds, and LGUs on their Local Development Fund. With the signing of this IRR by the Secretary of Agriculture, the implementation of the AFMEC law will now start and put into motion. The AFMEC law is also an enabling law of Section 59 of AFMA, similar to China's Agricultural Mechanization Promotion Law, a complementary law of the Philippine Agricultural Engineering Law, which empower and position our agricultural engineers to effectively help and be at the forefront of Philippine agri-fisheries mechanization and modernization, and a safety net measure for ASEAN Economic Community 2015, wherein we can have a competitive agriculture and fisheries products, services, and machinery industry, and where Philippines can now have its long-term agro-industrial development towards advancing greater rural improvement and empowerment for nations' growth. This is the AFMEC law. God bless us all, and to God be the glory.